Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. It's the Kevin Jackson Show, KJRadio.com. I'm not one to mince words. You guys know this. And I want to tell you that I'm so sick of leftists. I'm sick of the racists that come from the left. I'm sick of the misogynist. I'm sick of the anti-Trump side of the left. I'm sick of the anti-American side of the left. I'm sick of them. I'm not treating them with kid gloves the way a lot of people do. I'm going to spend this hour talking about racism. There was a tweet that hashtag that was trending, and it says something about this is racist or no more racism or something like that. And it got me to thinking about all the energy we spend on racism when I know who the person is who's the people who are the most racist in the country are leftists. And they constantly want us to believe that we are. And I'm going to read an article to you, pieces of it, from a guy. And then I want to juxtapose little pieces of the of what's going on in the country inside of the article, because we're going to spend a lot of this hour on it. And you'll see why. I think you'll understand that we are about to go into yet another season of joy. The Christmas season will be upon us, where we should be thinking about God's gift to the world, that he gave his only begotten son so that we could live and look for this thing that is now framed inside of a document called our Constitution. That Constitution gives you nothing that God didn't give you. All we did was put rules around it so that we could live within the spirit of what God created. That's what the founding fathers did. And what does the left want to do? They want to take all that out. Oh, no, we're going to take it out because, it seems racist. We aren't appealing to all these other religions. I don't live in the Middle East. I'm not trying to appeal to the Quran. And I know there are Jewish people out there that appeal to the Torah, and it isn't calling for the death and destruction of me. I'm just sick of these people. I'm sick of the nation that we've created. And I said it earlier, we allowed these people to come into existence. We allow leftists their indulgences. We've allowed them to become deranged. We've been too easy on them. Leftist politicians ignore our laws. They ignore them. You say, we can't have citizens in this country hurting, taking away our resources, killing people, unless they've come through the legal system. And there are people that say to you, I don't care what you say. In fact, if you say that, I'm going to call you a xenophobe. I'm going to call you racist, depending upon the country where these people come from. I'm going to call you something that allows me to put you on the defensive. Well, you're not putting me on the defensive. If you don't come into this country legally, you have no standing with Kevin Jackson. I put the people who've come into this country legally above you. Sorry for you. That's just the way I feel. But these people ignore our laws, and they set up sanctuary cities, and they tell us we need to be humanitarian and bring refugees in. And it doesn't matter how much sanity you wrap around it and say, well, look, these are the number of Muslim terror attacks that have occurred by decade throughout the years, blah, blah, blah. And they've escalated to the point of going from 1 to 13 to 35 over a decade to 2,000 plus per year, and they ignore you. They pretend they don't know how it happened. Talking to a data guy for the Major League Baseball while I was at an event, and he's telling me about the data. Then we shift into politics because I told him, he's like, yeah, I recognize you from Outnumbered. And I said, yeah, I was on there. And I said, that lame brain Marie Harf. And he defended her. And I knew exactly where he stood then. And I said to him, so here's what, I'm giving him statistics. I'm using data because I know he understands it. I'm giving him statistics about the person who ran over people. I'm in his city where a Muslim man ran over 8 people in a truck, killed them, badly wounded 12 others. And he says, well, that's not the biggest attack. And he's trying to tell me that the biggest attack was in Vegas. The number of people died. I said, that's not true. And so I'm explaining to him all the data, the stats, etc. And you know what he says to me? Well, I don't believe you. And I go, okay, so when I go to this event, should I believe your data? And he looks at me. I said, you're an expert in baseball data. Do you hear me defending anything going up against you with respect to the data, the analysis that you do? Do you see this? We've talked about it for 15 minutes. Did I dispute anything you said? He said, no. I said, you know why that is? And he just looked at me. I said, it's okay to answer. He says, because I'm an expert. I said, yes, because I respect what you said because you're an expert in it. You're a layman in what you're talking about now. I've poked holes in everything you've said, and you continue to argue. I said, now, I'm an expert in this other side. What say you? Well, but, I said, and you continue to argue. He didn't even know what to say. Poor guy. But he got it. Yeah, we made friendly afterwards, but he's an idiot. Let me tell you, you don't understand how detached these people are. And we have allowed it. They impose standards. These leftists impose standards on America they dare not impose on other countries. Look at America. We have to diversify our colleges and universities. We have to be diverse in our culture, diverse in our capitalism, in our companies and corporations. We follow rules that, look at the Chinese. Do you think the Chinese have a diversity problem in their companies? Do you think that they have to go out and find a certain number of women, a certain number of Guatemalan midgets, a certain number of black folks, whatever, handicapped? Or do you think they just make products? By the way, if you got one of those fidget spinners, you got a fidget spinner? Any of y'all got one? Yeah, everybody's got them. They're recalling them. They're made in China. You know why? Lead, of course. They're dangerous. You're spinning something and poisoning yourself. I took all my fidget spinners away from my kid. By the way, I saw the best fidget spinner is a revolver, 6-shooter. That's a man's fidget spinner right there. All I'm telling you, folks, is we are the people that allow the derangement to happen within leftists because we don't challenge them. I had some people telling me while I was traveling, they said, Kevin, I just prefer not to get into a battle with certain people and blah, 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 this, that, and the other. And I went, why? Well, why do you not want to battle? I go, the minute you go, I don't want to battle, that other guy goes, I won the battle. You don't want to go. When somebody says, I don't like Trump, I don't say anything about it. People to this day tell me they don't want to tell people they voted for President Trump. I mean, how are you going to win? Anyway, we got a lot to talk about. I'm going to talk about these deranged folks. I'm going to tell you a story about a guy, and he asked the question, can my children be friends with white people? This is an article you do not want to miss me dissect. Back in a bit, folks, to Kevin Jackson Show.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
Beth Cook Moranville, author of Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope.
Hope, that wonderful, wonderful 4-letter word that you may feel completely out of. I wrote this book to give you great hope. It's not too late. If fetal position is an all too familiar place for you, I understand. If the next 60 seconds are too long, this book is for you. Wherever you are right now, whether you're dealing with divorce or death or sickness, take hope. You are going to make it through this pain. Don't roll your eyes. I've walked this road and I know it. The best is yet to come.
Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope from author and speaker Beth Cook Moranville, can be found on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. For more information, visit closerthanyourBreath.com or on Facebook at Closer Than Your Breath.